Welcome.
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 to breakfast together.
Hello, everybody.
Buongiorno.
United.
Bom dia.
I'm saying the same thing every time. Like, good morning every time. Okay, I'm going to change it a bit, okay? I'm going to change it a bit. Hello, everybody.
You should say something in Greek, aren't you?
Okay, yeah, really good. Καλημέρα και καλή βραδιά.
Καλά ξυπνητούρια.
Καλά ξυπνητούρια, παιδιά.
And am I always the one who picks up and says what the topic is about? Because I'm about to do this anyway.
Right. Yes. I think it's kind of, one thing that is like the responsibility that everybody like has more or less, like the things that everybody says in this podcast.
Yeah, just so you know, listeners, this is all supernatural. We don't even discuss these things prior to it. And here
Just
we
press
are.
the button and we record.
Like it was all pre-planned.
Just brainstorm, just whatever comes to your mind.
Yeah, exactly. Vibing life. And by vibing life on this beautiful Sunday morning, hopefully beautiful for everyone, what are we talking about today? Actually, the summer holidays are obviously long gone over, but the new holiday season is slowly coming our way, and that is bringing the topic of holidays back into our podcast. So we are going to be discussing.
Can I say something here? Like for Irena, every year, every month, every day, every week is a holiday week. She likes it. She likes to travel everywhere because it's, if you look at her feeds, it's like everywhere in the world. Like this week I'm like in Zimbabwe. This week I'm like in I don't know, like in Canarias. Like this week I'm in Denmark.
Except Denmark, you mentioned all the places that I haven't been to yet. But
But you're
yes,
planning to go.
that's true. Travel is absolutely my favorite activity after language learning, of course.
I think I'm
And
gonna just like leave this episode and I can just like give all the space for you.
yeah, I have to open my own travel blog, maybe. I don't know, but Telemachos just sent statistics in our group, and it was about the most sexy hobbies for women in men, and traveling was on the last place. I really can't get it. I was like, that's the best thing ever. Why
Yeah,
don't people find it sexy?
everybody does it. Everybody loves it. Everybody does it. So, I mean, I wouldn't.
I don't know if everybody loves it. There are some
Yeah,
people
I
who
don't think that's exactly
genuinely,
true.
yeah.
I've never met any person like that. Maybe Greeks like to travel. I don't know. Maybe it's our thing. I mean, we know, like, with the ships and like the mythology, like Odysseus. We have that
Yeah,
thing
you guys
going.
are moving around all the time. This is in your blood.
Exactly. Yeah. And then like the brain drain, migrating.
That kind of travel. Speaking of which, where do these two Greeks like to travel?
There is no other answer than just going to the sea, right? We are just born, raised, like to enjoy traveling, not traveling, but like doing holidays by the sea. I think.
Not necessarily, not necessarily.
Okay, you are a city boy, that's why.
What are your other
Just to the-
options then?
I don't know.
Isn't Thessaloniki the second biggest city in Greece? Just like
Yes,
asking
yes,
for a
yes.
friend. So aren't you a city
Yes.
boy?
Is the second biggest, but I was born and raised in a small town, so
Ah, okay.
yeah, I'm not a city boy. I'm like a
Nah,
semi-city boy,
got it.
No, but
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty curious because I imagine that we have different like vacation habits in the north or the south, and I have no idea actually about your vacation habits in the north. Like, I guess you go to
We eat
vacation.
souvlaki and you eat kalamaki in your holidays, right?
Man, you're eating the wrong things, man. You're eating the wrong things.
Yeah, I think as you said, Tlemos, probably we have different. One big thing probably would be that I from maybe you can agree on that, but I feel that people from Athens normally either the majority stay in Athens, or the people that can travel and they have the money, they do the holidays. They just go to a close island like Paros or Naxos, when in the north is more, we have Halkidiki as the main center, let's say, for all the people around in central Macedonia, where everybody can go there and can enjoy some like mostly time in the sea.
But do you guys go often to islands? Because for me, like that's the
No, we
normal
don't.
thing. Ah, that's
No,
interesting.
we don't do that. Like, it's not so normal because you don't have so many islands in Greece
And you
as
have
well in the north.
Lesbos, which is
In the
like
north,
kind of
yes, but it's like
close.
Samothraki that is far away. It's Limnos that is closer, Thassos, but you don't have like Sporades that you have some. But I think it's easier to go from Athens
Hmm.
to the islands, the Greek islands like Cyclades or Dodecanissa.
That's an interesting thing then, because I mean, in Athens, like growing up, me and everyone I knew, we basically every summer we go to an island. That's the typical thing. So
Right.
and maybe not every summer, but almost every summer, because I mean, the port is right next to. We have actually two ports very close to Athens. One is in Athens technically, and yeah, you would take like the ferry, and you would go to one of the islands. Usually the Cyclades, because they are very close and they have a huge variety. So it's these are, by the way, for listeners, the typical.
Does it also
Yes,
does it also mean that they're not as touristy in terms of outsiders and they're locals mostly
they're
there or
super
not?
touristy actually, exactly
Super
because
touristy.
they're close to Athens. Because when you fly to Greece, it's easier to go to these islands, and they're also the typical white walls, blue roofs, kind of like houses, are on these specific islands. So in some other islands you don't have that, but these are like the stereotypical thing that comes to mind when most people think of Greece, or
Yeah,
actually
yeah, the postcard magazine Greek look.
Right.
exactly,
Right.
yeah,
Yes.
these islands. And it's very typical that you go, for example, you take the ferry every summer and you go to one of these islands because you don't fly. And we have always like jokes about the ferry, like people say that because the air conditioning is really cold, that they're illegally transporting penguins in the ferry. And you have like this always like this kind of experience every summer, like getting a seat on the ferry and all of that stuff. So it's like a big thing for the Athenians, I think, this traveling to islands.
I just
Uh,
looked it up on Google, and it says that Greece has 6,000 islands and islets, of
yeah.
which only 227 are inhabited.
Right. Right. I mean,
6,000.
the
What are
thing
you
is,
guys
we
doing
are
with the
either the
rest?
second or the third one in the world. Like, I think the first one is Canada has a lot, or like small. No,
Indonesia?
probably something else. Indonesia should be one, but I don't remember. Like, it's one of the top three countries with the islands, and that's of course therefore we have such a big. I assume, I don't know if everywhere in Greece is the same, but I assume that majority of the people that do vacation by the sea than mountain or city vacation or um, any other or cruise as well. This is also something typical that you see these mass tourism cruises that they start from normally Mediterranean. They go to different islands. Maybe they end up start from Balearic or Spain, and then they end up to Greece, which is like this that normally people don't like massive tourism. Like, they leave their trust, they just go to a place, live, which brings money, but at the same time, it's not the best one. How about you, Asia and Rena? What do you normally do? What is your holidays like? Do you like more active? I would say Asia probably is like an active person, so she goes for rafting and cycling and this kind of stuff. But how about you, Irena and Asia?
Yeah, I like definitely active holidays, but for me, it does not necessarily involve rafting or cycling or stuff like that. But I think a combination of like city holiday, so visiting museums. I love seeing different architecture. As well as some interesting sites, and I also like the beach, but I'm not like a huge fan. Like, so the maximum I can stay on the beach is maybe 2 or 3 hours, and then like, okay, fine, next. um, and one particular thing, actually two things I would say that I enjoy is just meeting the local culture. That is really essential for me in the travel. So maybe, I don't know, talking to local people or visiting some cultural events or something like that. And the food, very, very important is the food. It's a
Yes,
big
Irena is
component.
responsible in all the meetings that we have for the food places. She is the one. So that is true.
Yeah, wasn't the Japanese place in Malta good? And the Freddo.
Perfetto, perfetto,
They
perfetto.
were super good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Asa?
No, I think I'm in my midlife crisis because I really love all the active stuff right now. And I don't know, I'm in the phase where I would just go for like my dream right now, my dream holiday would be literally to go for a week for like a surfing camp or a snowboarding camp
Wow.
or skateboarding,
Nice.
rafting, like whatever that is extreme, but not too extreme. Like, for example, I don't really enjoy, like, let's say, I don't really crave like jumping with a parachute. This does not really, because it's one time
Hmm.
thing. Do you know what I mean? You gotta have so much effort to go on some bloody plane and to jump for like 10 minutes and then what? Nothing. But when you go
You
for,
stay alive.
let's say,
That's the
yeah, I
reward you
know.
get.
That's just like I'm not an adrenaline junkie. I'm like a rather I like to
Active
acquire
person, I would
some,
say.
yeah, I like to acquire some active skills. And for some reason I'm super attracted to all the boarding stuff, like boarding, skateboarding, snowboarding,
Oh,
surfing, and all
didn't
of
know that.
that. And yeah, so that would be literally my dream destination, even though very similar to you, Irena, I also enjoy like having some cultural elements to the trip. So city breaks are perfect when you can, stop by the museum, discover something new. I live in Turkey, as majority probably knows, so I have a lot of ancient cities that are Greek, but they're obviously in Turkey because of the history. So we were visiting a lot of those. That's lovely. But yeah, if I had to choose and literally choose a holiday, I would just go for either a very specific destination or like just simply active, super active camp, something boarding camp.
Maybe a South Pole. Does that sound like active enough for you?
Maybe I can always, I can always top it up with some skipping or whatever. I don't know. I always carry some of the stuff with me, not necessarily doing it all the time, but yeah, I need to make sure that there is active stuff happening. About the sea, just to connect to what you guys were saying about Greece, it's so interesting how I'm going back to the childhood and, let's say, thinking about the country where I was raised as a kid, because I think those holiday habits, they can be obviously acquired since you're being exposed to the world and you travel around and so on.
Mhm.
But like as a kid, I remember how I was super resistant towards going for the sea holiday in Bulgaria because I was growing up in Belarus, but I was never resistant towards like going picking up mushrooms in some forests and spending like thousands of hours at the lake or at the sea, or just like literally going around the forest. And yet it was also very active. So I think the seed was planted there, but Belarus is a landlocked country. You don't dream about the sea, you don't think about the sea or the mountains because you simply don't have those. But yeah, now I'm obviously super used to sea and mountains, so yeah.
It's interesting what you said because again, maybe Telemachos, we are different on that. But I personally, I start doing more city like vacations or like traveling when I moved to Berlin. So like since like I've been living here since the last 5 6 years, even more actually 7. Before that, I didn't have the chance. I mean, like think about that. You have big cities in Greece, but you normally don't. Like you travel sometimes, but you don't travel. You don't say, for example, I go to Paris or like like it's easy to travel from Berlin to Poland. Berlin is like a different situation, but a case. But for example, from Munich, you can go in 2 hours to Austria to Switzerland. So I think it's maybe I would say for most of the Greek people, it's not something so common to do city escapes, city holidays. But I got this habit the last years where I can take an airplane, have a cheap flight. Not nowadays, back in the before Corona time, I would say. Like go to a place and have like spend some time in a city. I think
Mm.
I'm doing more holidays, more vacation on cities. I spend more my time on vacation, um, on like city escapes than as much as I was doing, at least in the past, by the sea or in a Greek island or with like in my summer house or something like that. I don't know how it
Ah,
is
so
for
you
you.
became a city boy, huh?
I became a city
Who's a
boy.
city
Yes,
boy
yes,
now?
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
It's funny
That's so.
because I mean, depends. I guess depends because I mean, I think that when Greeks, I mean, it's not common to travel abroad as much as if you live, of course, in a central place like Western Europe or Central Europe. But I think that when we do move abroad, like travel abroad, we usually go for cities, don't we?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, because it's like every time it's you would never. I don't know. Growing up, I would never hear anybody saying, we're gonna travel like to go do some sport in some kind of like little
No,
town in. It's like no, no. You go to Paris, you go to London, you go to
exactly.
Munich, you go to like
Because
the.
you have the chance, right, to do these trips.
Mhm, mhm.
Exactly. But now, I guess that our listeners are really curious to know what have your best holidays been like. Do you have any interesting anecdotes to share? Any memories, or maybe worst holidays? I don't know, like anything crazy you guys want to share with our audience.
We all know that you have something to say.
We're waiting for your answer, Red. I mean, come on, like.
Yes, exactly. You made the question, you have to answer as well.
I will answer. I'm not ashamed. But yeah, no, I just returned actually today. From I was telling Telemachos, it's a little bit crazy. I went to Copenhagen. Since we're still talking about the typical holidays we do in our countries, in Norway, it's quite popular to go by cruise boats to Denmark. Like you depart in the noon, you come in the morning, you have 7 hours in Copenhagen, and then you go back and arrive the day after in Oslo. And it's called the Danish boat, the Danske Båten. And crazy things are happening on that boat. I can tell you that.
Oof.
Yes,
I need to know
people
more
like.
What,
because my imagination is taking me places, and I need to make sure I think the right thing.
Yeah, now
what
people.
happens to the boat stays on the boat, huh?
Yeah, well, that
Right.
more or less, yeah,
Ah,
because you have, it's a big boat, and there are a lot of people going because it's quite cheap, and then you have the duty free and stuff, and you have a lot of bars. But the crazy thing about my trip is that first of all, I have been to Copenhagen now officially for 16 times, and it's not that it's
oh
my
my god.
favorite city in the world, but it's just because of this boat, like it's there, and then because I tried to do the logistics and coordinate it with the two different groups of friends, and we really could not make it on any other time, and I had to take one for the team. So I went to I went to Copenhagen on Friday, I returned on Sunday, and on the same Sunday I boarded the boat again with different people.
What?
So you basically just had a
Danish
break.
sand.
You picked up new friends and you brought
Yes.
them back to
Yeah,
Copenhagen.
yeah, but it was like super cool because for me, like 16 times, it's not about the city anymore, it's more about the people that I travel with. It was cool, and then you can't use the internet on the boat, like it's quite expensive, you have to pay, so it was like for me digital detox. Yeah, but okay, to conclude, my I have been to around 45 countries, and my goal is to visit as many as possible during my lifetime. I don't know how many I will visit in the end, but I'm striving for that. And probably my most memorable have been my trip to Jamaica 7 years ago. Yes,
We all know the story. We
Yeah,
all know the
man.
exactly,
story.
exactly. If you want, I mean, like it was just
Yeah,
really
man.
cool. Yeah, man,
Yeah,
wagwan.
man. Wah, wah.
Wow, wow.
Wow,
The people are just
wow.
like super nice, warm, welcoming. I did not many crazy things happened to us, such as our personal belongings got stolen and we got them back.
Wow.
uh, and we and we swam in the sea where it was like when you swim it's like blue fluorescent things. We touched the
Oh,
alligator in the water. We swam in the waterfalls, and like just did so many really nice things. And I really warmly welcome, warmly recommend Jamaica as a destination. It's not as dangerous or like crazy as people say. You just have to be like street smart and read a lot before your departure. But that is a trip that I and my friend that I traveled with will remember forever. And then I could add that my two most favorite countries are Serbia. I used to live there, and we also had Polyglot Conference in Novi Sad 2015. Shout out to all the people that participated and that are listening to us. I hope some of you do. And also, I really, really love Brazil. Speaking of which, I know that someone from our team is going to Brazil soon. Who is that?
Who could that
Mm.
be? I don't know.
Essa cara.
I don't know anything, guys. This is an interesting thing to uncovering some light things, because I don't know who's going.
I don't know if he knows.
Who has been learning Portuguese
But
lately?
at
Like
least one person is going, maybe two, but at least one is going.
At least one, but maybe two.
One and a
But
half.
that's why I'm learning Portuguese. Don't you know that? That's the
I
That
mean,
was the
I
idea.
knew that you're learning Brazilian Portuguese. I just thought this is, kind of a random order, but now I know that it's not.
no, no.
Interesting.
It was in the Polyglot Gathering this year in Prague, and we just had the idea. Oh, we really like Brazilians. We like Portuguese. Okay, let's learn Portuguese in 6 months and go to Brazil for the carnival. And it's like, okay, yeah, sure, let's do it.
That was a talent.
So yeah,
This is how you need to travel,
I don't know if
guys.
everybody makes it, but at least this guy will.
We'll see. We'll see.
That's the
We'll see.
That is
determination.
superb.
Yeah, but it's gonna be also my first time in Latin America. I've only been to North America.
Have you booked anything, Telemachos, or
No, man, I'm Greek. Come on.
He will book 2 hours before the flight. Come
for the
on.
Yeah, it's
flights?
okay. It will work out somehow.
I'm gonna book
You will
Uh,
on
go
the
by
flight.
boat.
Like,
no, no, not by boat. I've been on the boat too many times in my life. I don't want to be on the boat any hour than is necessary. Um, but my most memorable trip so far, like the first thing that comes to mind, is last year I was went to the States. It was actually my first trip out of Europe, and I was basically culture shocked a lot because society felt very, very different than society in Europe. Everything felt like 10 times more intense.
And big.
Like yes, yes, yes. Like, it's like the cars were
Everything is.
big for no reason. Like in New
Yeah.
York, it's like they don't have.
The doors, the entrances, everything is big.
Yeah, like the buildings, like the
Yeah.
prices, it's the portions of food, like everything is just 10 times more. I don't know why. Um, but yeah, it was a very interesting place, and we went to both New York and also California. So also two very different places, and
Didn't you go there to visit our biggest fan, Andreas?
exactly, I went there to visit our biggest fan Andreas, who is definitely listening to us right now.
We hope so. We hope so, Andreas. Andrikos.
Who was doing an academic visit in New York, and then some other friends joined, and I hope these friends are listening too. And then we all flew to California and did a nice road trip. So we combined actually big cities and nature, and the beach, and the forest. So it was like a trip that included everything. But
Nice.
yeah, I have many funny stories from it, many interesting experiences, but we don't have enough time to discuss all of them. Maybe in the future.
We're gonna need another episode. Yeah.
That is for our OnlyFans.
Or a second episode, the second part.
Yeah, like funny stories from abroad.
How about you, Asia? I bet you have some nice stories as well, or like some funny stories.
yeah, I have
Apart from the
tons
tarantula, the
because
tarantula one, I remember that. I still remember
I don't even
the
know which
food.
one is that, but uh, yeah, I have a lot because I did travel a lot, and I still do, and I've been spoiled enough to travel around Turkey, yeah, which is like my favorite destination. But apart from that, I visited also over 40 countries, and I think going back to the time when I had when I lived in Dubai, and we had a very nice routine because we worked a lot, but we also had a Fly Dubai airlines. So we were always going somewhere outside because Dubai holidays are not really like our style because it's a lot of all inclusive and like really luxurious holidays, not very adventurous in the sense of like nature, but just in the sense of, let's say, parachute jumping and stuff like that, things that we're not really interested in. So we traveled a lot outside, and I think two most memorable trips, one of them is Iran, the trip to Iran,
Wow.
to yeah, Shiraz, Shahreza, Isfahan. That was Persepolis, the ancient city. That was absolutely special, and there's a lot of stories related to that. But just to mention that it's an extremely, it's probably uh, it's one of the most hospitable countries I've ever been to. And despite what we know about Iran from the news, on the people level, it's an absolute pleasure to be there. And I think this is also where my desire to learn Farsi kind of started, even though I'm not developing in the direction, but I've already signed up for a couple of podcasts. I think this is how it all starts. You sign up for a podcast, and this is how you go. And the other destination would be Sri Lanka. We did have a great
Hmm.
time as well.
Ah, that's my
Cambodia,
favorite
Thailand.
destination. So many
Yeah.
coconuts.
Oh, it's like literally you're on a coconut diet, and the nature is great. The people are amazing. The food is vegetarian, mostly perfect. I don't mind spicy, so that wasn't a problem for me. And there is such a diversity of doing so many things. You have beach holiday, you have ex-Dutch colony in the uh, south west. You have tea plantations, old monasteries, Buddhas everywhere, monkeys. It's really really a special little place.
A quick fun
Yeah,
fact about Sri Lanka,
yeah.
linguistic fact, if I may jump in, is that I've read that the word serendipity comes from the old name from Sri Lanka, which was something like Sarendip or something like this,
Mhm.
because there was a story called The Prince of Sarendip, who was a prince who was born with like a lot of very fortune, like a very lucky prince. And from this like fairy tale from Sri Lanka, the word serendipity in English comes from, which means to have good luck, just being born with good luck, basically.
Wow,
Interesting.
I love that. That's such an interesting fact. And actually, also another very big friend of our podcast team, that is Alex from Ukraine. He is in Sri Lanka right now. So I hope, Alex, do you do
How
as you promised and
lucky.
you
I think we mentioned all our listeners. Like we don't have so many so far.
exactly.
You gotta be faithful to your fans.
Yeah, always serving. Yeah. What about you, Dimi? Though, do you have any good or fun memories to share?
No, I don't have anything. No, no, I'm kidding. Um,
Just going to
I've
the beach, going to and
yeah,
going to Halkidiki, nothing.
that's it. That's it. Yeah,
Nothing's like Halkidiki.
the biggest memory is like going to Halki. No, I'm kidding. So I've also spent a lot of time traveling, and recently, not recently, but like the last 1 2 years, I've done some solo traveling. Which, when I talk this to my family, the first reaction was like, "Everything is okay with your life, kiddo." And I was like, "Yeah, why not?"
Borderline
Like,
process.
yeah, no, it's like not so common like in Greece. I think for people to solo traveling, like people think that people that do solo traveling they are weird, but here we are. Like we're not so weird, I guess. So yeah, the first thing that comes to my mind would be one of the solo travels that I've done 2 years ago. I've been to Southeast Asia, and I've traveled to first to Thailand and then Vietnam, Cambodia, and Singapore. But if I had to choose to go somewhere back, that would be probably Vietnam because it's an amazing place. Food wise, is my favorite food from the Southeast Asia area. People are so lovely, so kind. It's not so touristic as Thailand, I think. And I would say that what I really liked, one interesting fact is that I've seen people working until 90s, or like their 90s, or 80s or 85, where normally people in Europe, I think we mentioned that in another episode as well, they enjoy traveling at that time. Those people were still like trying to make some work, either because they like it or either because they need to work until that
Hmm.
age. But it was such a lovely place where people try, even with not a lot of English, they can try to show you serve you when you go to a restaurant, and be nice with you, and I really loved that. So I would really love to go back to Vietnam. And then, as Telemachos said, I will double that. I've traveled to New York, amazing city. I would even say that I could live for some years there, because so many things happen.
It's a bit like Berlin, no? Like people keep comparing
Yes,
Brooklyn, especially to Berlin.
super big scale, right? It's
Yeah, like Berlin on steroids.
yeah, but yeah, very steroids. But I nowadays I feel like I like to I I can say that city traveling is a nice thing to do for sure once in a while. But nowadays I would like to just see more like nature, more I like also the active vacation, like doing wandern, house
Just say
wandering.
Halkidiki, man. We all know where you're
Okay,
getting with this.
okay. Hey, sorry, guys. I'm just gonna end up to Halkidiki swimming there. That's it. Yeah.
Having your sandwich with gyros.
Yeah.
But your
Uh,
Vietnam description sounded so nice. Really, I've never been
I
to
definitely recommend. Definitely recommend.
except Israel Palestine. But I read a book about Vietnam actually just before going to the Polyglot Gathering 2024 in Prague. Uh, it's uh, uh, it's called The Mountains Sing and The Dust Child. There are two books by this author called Nguyen Pan Kemai. Sorry in advance.
Nice, nice
But
pronunciation. Perfect.
yeah, but it's about the history of this beautiful country, and it's about the culture, and it's also like she throws in some Vietnamese expressions here and there, and tells about the like pre-war and post-war Vietnam. Super super interested, recommended. And the
Hmm.
book and of course Dimi's story has really inspired me to go to Vietnam and visit this beautiful country. Besides, the food is absolutely amazing, guys. The food is like
Yes,
wow, and the
yes.
coffee just
I can
Yeah,
only double that.
yeah.
yeah.
We can close maybe with one question to everybody here. What would be your dream holiday destination? Or if the funds were like a second part, we can do another one. But yeah, what about you, Asia? What's your dream holiday destination? What would be like the next one, let's say?
Yeah, I think the next big one. Um, I don't want to talk about the
Would be
whole
Turkey, I
sort of
think.
background. No, no, no. I mean, I'm here. This is my home now. So no. I think I do have this idea to like my dream destination is Socotra. It's a Yemeni island
Oh,
in Indian Ocean,
yeah.
and it's still quite difficult to get there. It's still pretty expensive trip because there's probably a couple of travel agencies only that organize. It's a very wild destination because there's no infrastructure pretty much. So you gotta also get prepared. There's not gonna be much electricity and so on and so forth. But that's one of my dream top things to do. But I think the next one that's upcoming, and that has been the dream of my husband first and foremost, but also of mine. That's Japan, and 2025 is going to be dedicated to this one place. So yeah, that would be the one we're going to be preparing for. I think we're in the mood right now to do traveling much rarer than we used to because we've been moving quite a lot in our life, but to once in a long time go for one long and very exciting trip. So yeah, Japan. Ohayo gozaimasu. Watashi wa Asia. Here we come.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
What about you, Dilemma? I bet you one of the options will be Halkidiki.
Actually, I've never been to
No,
Halkidiki,
everyone
if
wants
you
to
believe.
visit.
Any, why are you talking then? You don't know how it is.
Yeah, actually, I've only been to Thessaloniki for 2 hours. Alexandroupoli for like one day, and that's
Unacceptable.
it. Like,
No.
Unacceptable. I don't know. I don't know why we're even in this podcast together, Telemachos.
We're definitely going there,
like
Telemachus.
anything north of Trikala, it's like I haven't touched it. It's no, actually, I've traveled very little inside Greece. It's mostly islands and Athens, actually, and the
Okay.
south because my father's from the south, so it's I've been a lot there. But dream holiday destination, I mean, Latin America, definitely. Uh,
Come on, no, no, this doesn't count. You have to choose one
uh,
from Latin
yeah,
America.
I mean, I don't know yet, but my next plans are Brazil and Colombia.
Yeah,
So
Eso sí
yeah,
que es.
let's see, let's see. Ya tú
ya tú
sabes.
sabes, ya tú
Ya
Also
tú
Cuba, of
sabes.
course,
Cuba.
yes. But I need to
Cuba,
work a bit on
exactly.
my salsa skills
Puerto
before that.
Rico, man, Puerto Rico.
sabes. I see, I see. I see a pattern here, like more like in Latin America, right? Nice. And
In
you, Rana?
Irana?
Yeah, for me, I've been asked this question a lot, so I already have the answers. I think it would be Bosnia because I really love Bosnian cuisine, and Telemachos has also said many things about Bosnia from his last year's visit, right? Right, it was last year.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
this will also make like a good story. It was a very interesting destination, I have to say. The most interesting of the Balkans.
Yeah, you see, that's the only one, literally the only country in the Balkans that I haven't visited ever. Uh, so that's a hidden gem for me and for many other people, I guess. And also, I love Bosnian literature. Selimovic and Andrić are both my favorite writers. Then it would be Syria because as you all know, I studied Arabic at the university. I've been to Palestine and Jordan, but never to Syria. From what I've heard, despite the difficult situation in the country, it's like absolutely stunning, beautiful. The people are so hospitable. So I really, really hope that one day I will visit that beautiful place. And the last one, I don't know. It can be Vietnam.
Greece? Greece?
Halkidiki?
I've been to Greece. And I have been to Thessaloniki for
Halkidiki.
the
Okay.
Polyglot
Thank
Conference
you.
2016.
My love to you, Irena,
Wow.
because not to Telemachos. Telemachos, like, I'm disappointed.
Yeah,
Oh,
very beautiful your city, Dimi. I really
No,
liked
thank you.
Thessaloniki
Thank you.
and I liked Athens as well. And I've been to Rhodes twice, so I've been to Greece
Nice.
like 4 or 5 times. So yeah.
I think
Nice.
Rhodes is a foreign destination because I don't know any Greek who has been to Rhodes
Two
almost, but
roads, yeah.
or like all the foreigners I know have been to Rhodes.
Jimmy, you are to wrap up.
So what about you, Dimi?
Yeah. So for me, can I add five ones? Five?
Man, it's like with
No.
dishes,
Go
like
ahead,
everybody
Okay.
Dimi.
says
Okay.
one favorite
Okay.
dish, and Dimi says like a list of five.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Always
I cannot
leading
choose.
with
I cannot
that.
choose. I cannot choose, man. That's why. So I would put again, like, I don't know in which row, like which sequence, but I would love to go to Japan. Is one of the dream destinations. Is one of the things that I would
I'll tell
be
you all
thinking
about
to
it. Don't
do.
worry.
Yeah,
Get
I've
some
been to
tacos,
actually.
yeah.
I've been to Korea because it was closer to Japan and in like a cheaper version. But next time I will go to Japan.
Japan
So
from
yeah,
Lidl.
yeah, it's about real. So next one will be Chile. That is a trip to be planned next year. You know the reasons. A lot of love for this country. So yeah, in general, I would love to go to Latin America, but Chile would be the first one. Seems like, and then the other one would be between Nepal and India. Nepal, I think I'm feeling that is like a country that it's calling me. I don't know why. I just have this feeling. I would love to go to Himalaya, even if I'm not too good at trekking and I haven't trained because I think you have to train a lot. And India because I like the culture, I like the language. I would like to learn Hindi, so maybe North India and Nepal. So I put like four of them in one go.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Tell us what your favorite destination is or the dream destination. We would love to hear it. Comment on the Instagram post. And we're gonna obviously hear each other in 2 weeks.
Ciao, ciao.
Καλή Κυριακή.
Thank you. Bye.
Ha det bra!